All right, this is the Real Sports Fan Podcast. Back for another episode, season 5, episode 5. We're recording this on Wednesday, March the 9th, 7:05 p.m. Man, I got the big bros in the building with me, man. Been looking forward to this. Warrior Pride. You know what I'm saying? We in the building, man. Got the big homies, Jay, Sleep, and Jamel, representing E-Town to the fullest. So I'm gonna introduce those guys and then give you guys a rundown, as far as, what we're going to be talking about tonight. And then, what we're going to be talking about when you guys see this, man. I got some good stuff, playing on the night. First, man, Mr. Dean, Jay, what's good, man? How's everything?
Man, everything good, man. Got no complaints,
Yeah, man, good.
I'm still here, man. A lot of people not.
Yeah, you got that right, man. That's the truth, man. That's why I said it's good to see you, man. You ain't on Facebook and all that. We won't get to see you, all the time, like so the rest of us. So when they see this, they're gonna be like, "Oh, they got Jay on here." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. The internet might stop working.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man. And then I got returning to the show. Even though you got that Duke hat on down there, we got Sleepy Johnson in the building. Sleep, what's good?
What's happening? What's going on?
Yes, sir, man. Good to see you again, man. Good to see you. We're gonna talk about it in a little bit. We're gonna talk about that hat in a little bit, and then I got Big Bro down there, man. But I've been waiting to get him on here. Always love his passion. Always good conversation. With him, man. Got Mr. Belly down there, and Jamel Belly. Jamel, what's good?
Man, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, you got it, man. You got it. Like Jay said, man, it's happy to still be here, man. Happy to see y'all guys. I appreciate y'all coming on. Man, we're gonna have a lot of fun getting into some hot topics. Just for everybody listening, first and foremost, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page, Real Sports Fan Podcast. We are in season 5. And we got a bevy of topics tonight. We're gonna get into Carolina defeating Duke in Coach K's last game. So we got to talk about that, and I got to talk about that Chris Carrawell situation. I almost forgot about that, but I got to get to him too. So we're going to talk about Duke, Carolina. We're going to get into the state of the Lakers. Jamel's a big Laker fan. They surprised me on how bad they've been, so we got to talk about that. We're going to talk about top 75. I'm gonna ask the fellas for one player. I'm gonna let y'all know now, fellas, one player that you felt should have been on there, and one guy that you felt shouldn't have been on. And if you got more than that, that's fine. But me and Jay been talking about that top 75 for a couple months now, so gotta get into that. And then we're gonna talk some high school basketball. I got 3 guys that play ball, seen a lot of ball, seen a lot of the legends. Not just people now they talk about, man, they didn't see a lot of the greats, the Albert Mornings, the Haney Campers, all those guys. So we're gonna get into all that. And if we got time, and we'll hit some football. The Russell Wilson now to Denver, Carson Wentz to the Commanders. I gotta get used to saying that. in Washington, Rodgers re-signing, $200 million. So lot to talk about in the sports world, man. But again, first and foremost, man, just thank everybody for listening. And thank you guys for coming on with me. All right, all the particulars are out, man. Let's talk about this Duke Carolina game. We got a Duke fan down there asleep. Me and Jamel, we both Carolina fans. I will say I haven't watched a lot of college basketball the last 2 years. I'm really waiting till next Thursday when I can sit in front of the TV, March Madness, when it all starts. But we actually gonna let Sleep go first since his team lost. And I just want to hear from you, Sleep. What I've been seeing from you since I lost. Now I'm seeing, you kind of said it to me Saturday before. Hey Jamel, this is what he did. He hit me with, it wouldn't surprise me if we lost. He wanted to put it out there, just in case they lost. Like, oh, I knew he was going to lose. And then I hear him talking about.
That's what he do.
That's what he do.
He always gets crucified.
Like we gonna be surprised if we won. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you do, Jamel. That's
Come on, man.
That's BS, man. I'm a realist.
You're a realist. You're a realist.
Yeah,
why you saying now? Wait till the tournament, though. You think that loss was better for y'all now than in the ACC tournament? You think y'all can go on and win that now because of that loss?
We possibly could lose in the ACC tournament.
Okay. All right. Okay.
How many losses y'all got this year?
5.
5.
Yeah. I mean, I had us losing about 5 games all year long anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But with that game, the magnitude of that game, I just felt as though like we were ready and experienced enough.
That was a lot, though.
That
See, what they did was they couldn't handle March Madness because that's a March Madness atmosphere.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then you put Coach K last game at Cameron. You know what I'm saying? So they put a lot of pressure on them boys. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
It
And
did.
we was willing to
was
burst
a
them
lot of
pipes.
pressure.
Yep. We had 4 guys
It was a
score
lot of
20.
pressure.
We had 4 guys score 20 plus. First time that's ever happened in USC history. And all the greats that came through there, 4 guys scored 20 plus that game. Man, we was cooking.
Right.
We was cooking.
Right. It took an effort like that to win anyway. You know what I mean? But
You hear ya? Sleep
but
funny,
nah,
bro.
but for real, I honestly believe that we had a chance of losing that game. And it's not, it doesn't really come down to X's and O's a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everything that led up to the game.
Mm.
When you accustomed to doing things one way and then you throw in all this extra stuff, it's not of the normal.
Mm.
Just think about all the like you know what I'm saying, all the stuff that went on during the week, during the day, all the stuff before the game, and just
It's like
all that stuff.
it's like Jermel said. Then that moment it's too much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They young. Yeah. It was too much for him. It was too much.
And we don't have that. We don't have that one person that's able to kind of like, all right, we got this moment. I'm gonna settle everybody down, and we'll go like that. It's not. We don't have that upperclassman leadership.
Jones
You know what I mean?
not there no more.
No. He gone.
Okay.
No.
They all young, man. They got
Really?
the top three pick. What's his name? My man. Let's go to be in the top three.
Paulo Banchero.
Yeah.
Banchero. Yeah.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough either yet, to be honest. I haven't seen enough, but I haven't watched either. Really.
He has game, but I don't understand some of the positions that they put him in. They're almost, the plays that they're running is almost like they're trying to showcase his whole skill set instead of just using him in a way that it opens it up for everybody else.
Mm.
It's like you can just put him down there on the box and he's unguardable down there on that block.
Mm.
But they won't do it. They'll put him at the high post around the free throw line and let him operate like that. Nah, you're doing too much.
But
Just
see,
keep it
when they do stuff like that, man, I don't care what level you on. They got to do like we used to do. Just call your own play.
Just call your own play.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what he gonna do? Sit me down? He gonna sit me down?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, look,
whatever.
y'all didn't get sit down, but I did.
You're alive. I don't know how many times I got kicked out of the game for doing something.
Yeah, Jamel the only one could get 2 texts and still be in the game.
No, not 2 of them, man. I want to talk about that Hurlock when we get there. I want to talk about that Hurlock because he told me about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, about that Hurlock incident. I gotta hear about that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. And
my boy got the bad.
Yeah.
My boy got the bad end of the stick on that one. He ain't do nothing.
I know that's what he said. That's why I gotta talk. That's what he said. He got that by
right beside him.
That's a Rasheed Wallace reputation. That's what it was.
Yep.
And look,
right
and that's exactly what it is, though. But I became a Tar Heel fan when it was George Lynch and Montrose and all of those boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that was the time with the Fat 5. Now I like what they was doing because they look like me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not that flip flop.
Yeah.
I stick with who I like. So that was Carolina. And we ended up beating Michigan that year in the national title. You know what I mean? So that's how I became a Tar Heel fan. And I've been a Tar Heel fan ever since. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. I became one for Shammond Williams, man. That's when I
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
Shammond Williams, man, he was tough, man. I was like, man, who is this kid, man? He was a
He
true.
was on there with Vince Carter and them,
Yeah,
right?
Vincent James. Yeah.
Sleepy and Dwayne Camper, I just always been argue with them because they dookies and vote. You know what I'm saying? We all come up, hang out, play ball together, kids, whatever. They like these sorry teams and can't see the light. So I just try to always make them.
I remember one year you used to like UCLA with Toby Bailey and them.
Well, look, we wasn't in there.
He said, "No, look."
It was. We lost that year. We lost to what they call, I think was Utah. Andre Miller and them boys. We had that's when they had when we played them boys or whatever. But yeah, them. Stackhouse, Vince Carter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what made me really start going for Jameson. That era, all them boys.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good era of college.
Hey, I can't claim Mike Jordan went to Tar Heels. I ain't see that. I don't remember
That's
that.
Real.
You know what I'm saying?
You figure he played 82. We was 4 years old.
Yeah, I ain't see all that. You know what I mean? I saw Montrose and I seen when they were like them dookies like throwing those illegal shots like they gave my boy, you know what I'm saying? When Henderson hit yeah. And then how they made Montrose bleed, and then you know how Leitner be stomping on people. You know how see they'll show images of that stuff and act like it's okay.
You right. You right. They would do that. Later got away with a lot of stuff.
Steve said he called him Saul, man, to show him something.
Yeah, I call it soft. We gotta show y'all, man. Look. We just the privileged kids, you know what I mean? Like they say, the privileged kids go to Duke, you know what I mean? So,
but I did. Hey, sleep. Though I tell you what I read though, and I want to get to Chris Carwell too in a sec. I tell you what I read that I think it was Quinn Snyder. Quinn Snyder's actually the one that got Coach K to start changing up the guys he was recruiting. You know, starting looking at the different backgrounds, like the Elton Brands. You know, like. You know, these one and done guys and stuff now. But I heard that Coach K and Quinn Snyder are beefing. They say Coach K, I don't know why Coach K would be jealous of Quinn Snyder, but some sort of friction they were saying there. I don't know if you heard that too.
I can see that because it don't seem like he with the Duke crew no more.
He not with them no more. He said he's been in the league, like you know what I'm saying? Like
I forget he even went to Duke.
Yeah. What's up with that, Sleep? You know anything about that?
The last thing I heard, I did hear that they weren't seeing eye to eye, but I seen an interview just recently where Coach K was talking about Quinn Snyder and that he had just talked to him. So I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
Well, I have no comment on Dookie Petty beef, but I will comment on the switching up of players because I remember how everybody used to give Calipari flack in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? The guys one and done, blah blah. But if that's how you gonna win, that's how you gonna win.
Yeah.
See, and I remember Coach K. I can't remember the specific year, but I kept saying to myself, I was like, all right, he want to keep doing it his way, but the way is changing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, that Dookie way come out again. So when Coach K start getting one and done's, it's praised. It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
You right. You right, man.
That's true.
Yeah, he had to switch up with Trajan Langland and them wasn't winning.
Yeah. He had no choice. He had no choice.
Now let me ask you this question. I think it's been kind of like evened itself out a little bit over the last 5 or 10 years, especially. You know what I mean? But even though Duke used to do so well in these leagues and tournaments and ACC and all that, Carolina was producing the better pros there for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Overall, you know what I mean? But over the last, I'll say the last 10 or maybe more years, them Dookies been going in the league and doing their thing.
Because he changed it because of the one and dones. Like you said, Jermel, because he changed it up. Because he changed it. Yep, I agree with that. I mean, you look now, I mean, the Kyrie was one and done. Those guys. What you say, Sleep?
He wouldn't have been as successful if he didn't change.
Yeah, he had to change it with it.
Yeah,
It's like Popovich in the
Yeah,
NBA. You gotta change
right.
as the system change at the time change. You gotta change with it, man. You got to.
Right.
Yeah, you got to.
Right.
You got to. So let me ask this, and then we'll move on from college. I'm gonna send this to Jamel. Jamel, how about the we win Saturday? You know, we feeling good. And listen, I'm not the biggest Hubert Davis fan, but the man got the job done. He's trying to get a handshake by Chris Carrawell, and Chris Carrawell just keep moving, talking about he didn't shake his hand at the beginning of the game. What's your thoughts on that, Belly? Just, you know, why my man Chris Carrawell salty like that?
Well, first is Carolina Duke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even when the game over, we still Carolina.
He's still Carolina.
You know what I mean? I'd argue with Sleepy right now if you turn the camera to him. You know what I'm saying? Just because.
Right.
So my real take on it is for real, like how I used to feel back when I played ball in school and stuff. Why you want me to go over there and shake their hand? Some of these battles are heated. Some of these things that go on in between the lines, this word said, this thing said, this, you know, it gets physical. There's a lot of adrenaline and things going, and then all of a sudden you want me to turn all that off and go over here and be like, good game.
That's real.
In my personal opinion, I just think the game should be over. You do all that handshaking before the game, and unless you really boys, you know, far as people that's on the other team, y'all know y'all will see each other, but everybody else, we can go on about our business. It ain't got nothing to do with sportsmanship. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying is this. In basketball, it seems like to me, that's like one of the only sports where you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing.
That's true.
You gotta be. It's not golf. It ain't no gentleman's game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going trash talk. We going get mental. It ain't just physical. You know what I mean? But everybody want to do this whole be nice thing, but it's like football. It's competitive. It's like hockey. It's competitive. You can smash a man up against the thing, and he don't like it. You can turn around and you can fist fight. They give you a couple minutes and sit you down and bring you on back. You know what I mean? I'm not saying go out there and get into the fisticuff. You know what I mean? I'm just simply saying the game is more tougher than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cut the. It ain't gotta be the Pistons either.
Yeah.
But come on, man. Just down that Juwan Howard thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's at the precedent of what people can get away with now.
That's
so
true.
If he don't shake Hubert Davis' hands, that's light work compared to getting them claws put around your feet.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And Carrawell was more. He was mad because they lost that game. Come on, man.
Yeah, he was hot.
Me personally, I just think that he was mad because they lost that game. If we had won, even though he didn't shake nobody's hand before the game, he would have went right down that line. He would have shook that man's hand, point blank.
Yeah, that's true. He
was mad they lost that game.
Yeah, he would.
You know what I mean?
He was hot because it lost. Yeah.
In the heat of the moment, you know what it is. Like you said, it's Carolina Duke.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, once you walk to that line, man, you know, man.
Yeah. That's a good point, though. Like Jamel was saying, because I know in the NBA sometimes they always talk about LeBron walked off, he ain't shaking. Man, listen, man, he pointed to the man and walked off. Like, ain't that big of a deal. Like in football, they don't line up. You know, they'll go and talk to you know, each other if they want to, or they'll leave. But like Jamel said,
it's like you can't win. They don't want players to be friends, but they don't want them to.
Thank you. Which one is it?
But they want them to speak to each other after the games.
Yep.
The only person I ever seen be able to just congratulate you after kicking your ass was Mike Tyson, and you accepted that. You know what I'm saying? Because he go hug you, help you up off the ground and everything else. You know what I mean? After he didn't put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Other than that, everybody else ain't trying to hear that. All this touching. And then what if while we touching hands, some of the things that happen on the court start getting said while we right shoulder to shoulder now?
True.
You understand what I'm saying? They talk about trying to keep stuff out of the game and all of this. To me, that's just adding to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just adding to it. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
But it's a small thing. It ain't nothing. It's ball. It's hoop. That's just like being at the park. You know what I'm saying? Only thing is they on TV and they gotta hold a certain image, so everything seems to be, you know,
magnified. Yeah, that's a great point though. It is just ball at the end of the day. People forget that.
If we was out to the park or out to the gym and we won the game and ain't nobody want to shake our hands after, whatever. Peace out. How's that? You know what I'm saying? Nobody will talk. Nobody cares.
That's real, man. March Madness is definitely here. Conference tournament starting this week. Bracket be out Sunday. By the time y'all hear this, brackets would have been out, and y'all been getting ready for March Madness. So it's gonna be fun. Like I said, I don't watch it close some more until the tournament time come. I did get to watch a kid from Auburn a little bit because Auburn took my boy from Carolina, Kessler, sleep. You know what I mean? So I did check them out a little bit, and they got top 3 pick 2 over there.
He would be probably, I would say between him and Ben Carroll should be the number 1 pick. That Chet Holmgren, he's too light. He's too light in his pockets. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the kid from Gonzaga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I watched him last night. He is skinny.
He's skinny, man. I mean, I know you're gonna put weight on in the league, but he light. He light.
He needs stay. He needs stay.
He needs to.
That's why you don't be seeing players like Bo in them. They not hurting them. They somewhere getting fed and hitting them gym and getting weight on them until they can get right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I thought Bo was gonna be nice, but he not doing nothing.
He ain't doing nothing, man.
He actually got skills. He just ain't getting the.
He just not big enough.
He's big enough. He just ain't getting a chance.
Well, he on Celtics now, so he definitely gonna get another
try. I say he's still in Denver, right?
No, he on Celtics.
No,
he on Celtics now. He got traded to Boston. Oh, see,
he got traded twice.
See, that's how much
he not on Boston no more.
If I don't know where.
Well, how about this? How about we just put him in the G League?
He's somewhere. we'll talk about him in a little bit. Moving right along.
Hold on, real quick. Hey, research man, where Bo at? Oh, okay. We'll get to it in a minute. Don't worry.
Oh man. So listen, man. The state of the Lakers, man. We got to talk about them. In the West, man. There's been a lot of turmoil, a lot of stuff going on this season. I know Russell Westbrook is getting a lot of the blame, but in my perspective, this is not just Russ, man. Frank Vogel has done a good job, with those lineups, and they keep blaming personnel with defensively, and I know Rob Pelinka, he's done a lot. I'm gonna hear first from Jamel, because if I'm not mistaken, before the year, I know, I'll say I was like Jamel, where I thought the Russ thing could work because of LeBron. And they did have a lot of injuries together. I think as a big three, I think they only play like maybe 20 games together as a big three. They're like 11-9, something like that. So they haven't played a ton together because of the injuries. But I just want to hear, from the Laker fan first, just, his thoughts on what he thought, what's going to happen and what's the season looking like now, despite that great performance from LeBron of like 56 too, by the way. Go ahead, Jamel. Talk to me.
Well, even as a Laker, since 88. Established. 87, 88, all day, back-to-back champ, Magic and the boys, Showtime. This is what it is. This ain't no flop.
You said you ain't no bandwagon. This ain't no Kobe Shaq thing.
Hey, look, no, none of that. No, none of that. We're not doing this. I'm not from Miami to Cleveland. Oh, he's my favorite player now, and I'm a Laker fan. Nah, we're not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? All I'll say is, I originally thought that, okay, yeah, that could work. I said the same thing. They look like they like playing with each other during the All-Star games. How hard can it be? Shucks. I know I used to like playing with players that was good or at the same level or even better than me, because less I got to do. You know what I'm saying? They going to make it easy on me. You know what I mean? So I figured it would be a lot of open shots. I figured they would let LeBron run points. I don't know why Russ is making decisions anyway. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that from the jump. You know what I mean? I always said put him at the off guard, or, he can handle the ball when LeBron ain't on the floor, whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm not an expert. I ain't professional. I don't know. They know more than me. You know what I mean? But that was just my take on it. I don't think it's all Russ's fault. I like you said, the coaching, the lineup, who been there, who wasn't there. I'm gonna say this though, conspiracy theory. All of a sudden, you don't hear much about players sitting about COVID too much no more. But all of that was going on. You know what I'm saying? All that was happening.
They're getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Every other day, look, 2, 3, 4 times a day, somebody sitting out, whole past teams. Pick this dude up from the F League and let him come up here and play in their contract. You know what I mean? But now all of a sudden, everybody want to blame something on Russ. It's easy to blame Russ. I say it like this. From the era I came up in and from watching sports and hoops and everything and other sports, the person that get the blame is the star. I don't care if LeBron averaged 100 points and a triple-double.
I agree.
If they losing, they losing.
I agree.
And they losing because of LeBron. It's because of his fault. And I'm going to tell you why. I understand he up there in age. You know what I'm saying? I understand he's 37. But they also harp so much on how he keep his body in shape and he do spend all this money to keep his body in shape. Well, go out there and put your body on the line. Then it's time.
Yeah.
It's time. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to keep playing these games. Yeah. If you want to play around and keep yourself fresh because you want to play with Junior when he get his chance, you know what I'm saying? Then go sit down somewhere and let somebody else do it then. Because we Lakers, we don't play that. It's not about you. It's about Lakers. You know what I'm saying? You got to follow in the footsteps of Magic, Kareem, Kobe. Yeah. Did I say Kobe? And they talk about he better than Kobe. Man, please. You know what I'm saying? No. He can score 56 points for the next 5 games, and he still ain't Kobe. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You know what I mean?
Man. Oh, man.
If he want to be spoken them type of names in Laker folklore, then right now there's a time to go on and prove it then. Show them that you still the king. Show them that you still wear the crown. They put everybody in front of you. Name somebody. They put him in front of them. Who the best player in the world right now? Giannis. Still KD. Yeah. They might even say Steph Curry or somebody. You know what I mean? And he sit back and you look. Who said it the other night, if I ain't mistaken? Charles Barkley or somebody, I don't know. Matter of fact, it might have been Bubba Dub. It might have been one of them videos out. But he said it. He said, your body language terrible. Your LeBron body language, he look like he don't care.
It is terrible.
He look like everything's funny. He nonchalant. He don't look like he playing hard. It don't matter if he run up and down the floor 5 times like a freight train. He still don't look like he playing hard. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So right now, everybody need to stop sending Russ death threats. And blame LeBron because it's LeBron's team. It's LeBron's fault.
Yeah,
case closed, done deal. And AD, I said it before we picked him up. I asked him. Matter of fact, I tried to call Jeannie busting them, but the line was busy. I did, and they didn't answer. I wanted them to think about it, man, because the boy was hurt in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
Master P and them couldn't get a boy enough gumbo to fatten him up, get him right. But we did get a chip out of it. Everybody want to put an asterisk by it. Look, if you don't put an asterisk by Tom Brady Super Bowl, then we leave us alone too. I'm not trying to hear it. We in the bubble, out the bubble. The Lakers was a chance. We did get one about us. But guess what I tell you, though?
What's that?
He got to go.
You got to go?
We need to get something for him now. Get something for him.
That's what I've been hearing, too.
Get something for him. Matter of fact, look, who cares? Get something for LeBron, too. He not Kobe. He not Shaq and them. We not going to care about it. Look, we not going to care about LeBron like that when he leaves the Los Angeles.
Not the Lakers.
Like it was Shaq or Kobe and blah, blah, blah. He going to get spoken about as a Laker, but he ain't a Laker. You know what I mean? He going to always be a Cavalier. Yeah. You know what I mean? Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be willing to do what your boys did. You got to be willing to take a step back. You know, something I understood way back when I played ball in high school. You play with certain players and so many talent on your team, somebody got to take a step back. Everybody can't score 30. You know what I mean? So you got to change your game up a little bit.
Yep, man, that's
you know what I mean?
And you drop some gems. I want to come behind it, man. I'm gonna let Jay and C get in here though. Jay, what's your thoughts on what Jamel was saying as far as the Lakers or anything you might want to bring to the table?
I agree that it's LeBron's fault, but I also think that that Frank Vogel should do something different with the defense. Yeah, and maybe try to run his own. He got all those older players; they don't want to move their feet.
Yeah, switch it up.
What I mean? Switch it up. Maybe run his own or something. You know what I mean? Just clog the paint up. You know, maybe you might have to give up some 3-pointers, but you can't give up threes and drop to the basket. You gotta pick your poison.
Yeah. Now, Jay, I apologize. Excuse me. I don't really mean to cut you off. I just wanted to chime in. But man, hold on, man. I get it. Them boys like in their 30s, Melo, Russ, and I give them
Dwight Howard.
Right, and I give them that. But guess what? Everybody they play against every night ain't in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? ain't out there just running after college kids every night. They go out there sometimes, man. I'm sick of this NBA crap with this load management. Well, then cut the season to 56 games. Then.
Yeah, cut it.
They don't want to cut their money.
Yeah.
Everybody want to sit down and don't want to play, and they got a reason not to play.
I don't like it either, Jamel.
And that load management hurt me one time. Me and my wife once, we went to Miami to catch a game. It had to be the game that Wade and LeBron sat. And that was 2013. We went to you talking about hot? Talking about money. I can't get that money back. Like Jamel said, somebody first time getting to see a game, they go there and they talking about some load management. And I hate
load management.
Yeah, I hate that.
They got me too. They got me too.
When
they came to DC that time. Yeah.
Man.
We bought 3 tickets because me, Tip, and Suge went. And that night, I think Chris Bosh and LeBron didn't play. I think D Wade played.
Yeah, but them two.
But LeBron and Bosh didn't play, and then they didn't announce it until like maybe 30 minutes before the game.
Yeah, because they didn't want they want to make sure them ticket sales came in.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And they didn't even try. He didn't even travel with the team.
That's crazy.
Wow.
See, Kobe never did that. He showed up for every game.
Okay.
You know, unless he was hurt.
Man, look, it's only one way to play ball, man. And that's hard.
Yeah.
Don't matter what look, if you ain't injured, you know what I'm saying, you play. You know what I'm saying? Like, sprained ankles, fingers, dislocated fingers, all that stuff happens. You know what I mean? Wrap it up, keep on playing.
Especially when you LeBron in them. When you know everybody coming to see you, you gotta show up.
Yeah.
And I understand that if you're really sick or something, things happen. This is a job like anybody else's gig. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is you can't give Russ all that blame. You got to blame AD not being there.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be the second best player on the team. You got to talk about.
He's supposed to be the best.
Should be the first, right?
Yeah, he should be the first.
Right, it's supposed to be the first, right?
Yeah.
Then you got players like the role players, Monk and all of those boys.
What happened to Kendrick Nunn? Anybody seen Kendrick Nunn? Where's he at?
Man, look, matter of fact, I thought I seen him on the corner the other day.
Yeah, he probably did. Yeah, he probably did.
I did. It was him. I ain't lying.
Yeah, man. That's that. You know, and I agree. You know, I want to say this about the LeBron thing to come back with Jamel was saying. One, let me get y'all perspective on this. I want to sleep. I'll put this to sleep and then let y'all go. The Russ deal. I've heard rumors that they could have had Buddy Hield. That deal was almost done, and they did the Russ deal. I heard that DeRozan wanted to come, and the Lakers would only offer him a 2-year deal instead of a 3-year deal. Kind of like they shorted Ty Lue. Remember, Ty Lue wanted to be a Laker coach. Remember, they shorted him. He won a championship. They didn't want to give him a extra year, but Vogel, you know, they didn't give it to him, but they knew they could short him. So, I guess Sleep, for you, you know, what's your thoughts on the potential deals that they could have got? I mean, the way DeMar DeRozan playing right now, and LeBron, and that's my thing where I agree with Jay and Jamel was saying that's LeBron's fault, not just on the court right now, but with LeBron's IQ. You tell me you thought that Russ would have helped over DeRozan? Like you need a score, and like you said, like Jamel said, let's see who's going to put LeBron at the point. You're like, they're the same type of player. So sleep. What's your take on the Lakers?
They should have went with DeRozan. I mean, that point blank, DeRozan. They should have went with DeRozan, or they should have went with a better deal to give up THC.
Oh yeah. They wouldn't even.
THC.
They wouldn't entertain that.
They give him a last year for Lowry. It's my note.
What have you seen?
Right.
That makes you want to keep him around, like he's the next star that's coming through. I don't see nothing that he does. Nothing.
Why? I can't.
They signed him over Caruso.
Yeah, Caruso. They let him go.
Yeah, they let Caruso go.
Yeah. And I will say Caruso. I wasn't a huge fan of Caruso, but I see how they miss him. Because defensively, you know, that was that guy that they could put in there and
that's really gonna play hard.
Yeah, you're gonna play hard. You're gonna play hard. Yeah, you're gonna play hard. Now I want to come back real quick before we move on to top 75 and Santa Lee. Now I want to mess with Jamel real quick because I agree, Jamel, that Kobe. Well, let me ask you this. Even before I say that, who's the greatest Laker of all time, Jamel? Is it Kobe or is it Magic?
Oh, it's Magic because he started it all.
Okay, all right, I agree.
Whoa,
we got a little comeback. We got a little comeback.
Magic ain't never won without Cap.
Hold on, wait a minute. Gay did. You don't remember?
He didn't win no
that first one
without Cap.
You don't remember his rookie season when that man
Cap missed one. He missed one game.
No what? And the game that he missed.
Magic shouldn't even won the MVP. Cap was averaging like 38 points the whole series.
Check this out. And I'm glad we talked about this because I want Lance, if we ever get paid for this, remember I shouted this out. Showtime, HBO Max, somebody owes me something. But they got this show on HBO Max right now, the Lakers Dynasty, how it all got started. I started watching that. What I'm simply saying is the reason why Magic is the better Laker of all time is because there was no Lakers without Magic. Cap was already there. You know what I'm saying? He was already there with whoever they was playing with, and it didn't formulate and work out until Magic got there. And Magic created Showtime and the buzz and the Lakers, and everybody loved it, and the smiling and there would be no everybody loves the Lakers or want to come to the Lakers.
It wouldn't be no Showtime without Magic.
You know what I mean?
But
then you got the Kobe and Shaq era, whatever. You could pick them also. But Cat and Magic is together really. But the question was, who do I think is the best Laker of all time? I'm gonna go with Magic, and because he started it all. That's just my humble opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Who you think, Sleep?
I'll go with Magic.
Magic.
Yeah, I'll go. Magic.
I mean, I'm not gonna fight y'all for Magic.
Magic, Kareem, and then Kobe.
I had a conversation with somebody the other night where, in my personal opinion, even though I wouldn't put him there in that position, but Kareem Kareem is the GOAT.
I say that a lot to people. I don't know why they skip over him.
High school, college.
I didn't never see him in everything, but yeah. High school, college.
He only lost what, one game in college?
Something crazy. It's like he didn't won every award you can win. He the all-time leading scorer. He got 6 chips or something under his belt. He Kareem. The scope that nobody can stop the hook shot in ever life. Nobody has ever done nothing about it.
He won Finals MVP. I think he was like 36 years old.
Yeah.
So all I'm simply saying is, I seen Mike, so Mike gotta be the GOAT because that's what I saw. I didn't see everything with Kareem.
Right.
I saw the end of his career.
It's a lot different too because Mike a guard, so he creates a little bit more than Kareem do.
Yeah.
But hold on, start this argument then. So then, like I always tell people, if Mike's supposed to be the GOAT, then how come everybody wants to skip Kobe over who next?
Well, I'm glad you said that. You set it up perfectly. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know if we're gonna have time to get this. Might be a whole nother podcast. We might be on here talking about this all night. But listen, Jamel. Now, all-time Laker, obviously Kobe. It's not even close. He's above LeBron. But historically speaking, and I just want a yes or no. Then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let you go. Let everybody chime in. You're saying that Kobe historically on the all-time list is above LeBron. Am I right?
I ain't even gotta say nothing. Look at my face. Matter of fact,
I don't know.
Hold on. Where you going there? What you got here? Hold on, though, Valley. Hold on, though. Don't you think there might be? I'm not even gonna say a low box. I've heard that before by many people. This is what I'll say, and I'll let them go. And again, we really do have another podcast about this though, and get in some more people too. Nobody, as great as Kobe was, he still lives on. God bless his soul. No one ever came in with the hype that LeBron came in with and exceeded the hype. I mean, this man was on Sports Illustrated at 16.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So that's the only thing is like he exceeded it, never got no trouble, won 4 rings. Yeah, maybe he can get another one. I don't know. Entire COVID, I don't know. But obviously, scoring.
I would argue if Kobe never came in, LeBron would have never did what he did. Because if you think about it, Kobe was the first guard to come out of high school.
Yeah, he was the first guard. And KG before him was first did it since what? Moses or something like that?
Moses Malone was, and it was Moses Malone did Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. Y'all forget somebody in between there though.
Who?
John Kemp. John Kemp. Yep. The Rain Man.
Well, he went to college first, technically. He went to junior college.
Junior college, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to revisit that because I ain't gonna get you messed up. But I know you and a few other people have Kobe over LeBron historically, and I'll still make the. I'll still.
And it ain't got nothing to do with the ring.
I said,
Jamal, who's your top 5 all time?
Okay. Lakers or all time?
Okay. That's what I like. It's spicy.
Everybody. Yeah. That you seen.
That I seen top 5 all time.
It don't matter who it is.
NBA. Whoever.
Yeah.
NBA. Yep. All right, boom. Shaq.
Okay.
Allen Iverson.
Oh.
Okay.
Kobe. Magic.
And Jordan. Yeah, my bad. And Jordan. That's my top 5, and I'm not arguing about Allen Iverson or nothing. I'm talking about as far as what I see as a player that go on the court, that can do whatever he want to do, pound for pounds, no matter. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean.
They all, with the exception of Shaq, they all fit your personality.
Yeah, they do.
Let me ask y'all this too. This is a question that I've been thinking about for a long time. Why isn't Larry Bird high up on that list?
Oh, I'm glad you said that, Sleep. I just had a conversation last week about Larry Bird. He don't get enough. I think because he didn't play long enough. Yeah, longevity. His back.
I'm gonna tell you some good stuff too. It's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, put it like this. He was quiet. He wasn't flashy like Magic. He wasn't like Michael Jordan.
He not on TV all the time like Charles Barkley now.
Right. So but just like, so he kind of get forgotten about. But like, be honest with you, I answered the top 5 question from Sleepy based off how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Right, but if I'm being like Mount Rushmore type stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be Magic, Bird, Jordan, you know what I mean, Kareem. It's gonna be those guys because those are the ones that I remember. That's what made me want to start playing ball. Was like when I see them on TV.
Right, so that's the question I was looking for. Basically, your Mount Rushmore. That's who I want. Who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Oh, if I'm picking Mount Rushmore, it's only 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no 5. So it's gonna be Magic, Jordan, Bird, and Kobe.
Okay. What about you, Sleep?
God. Mine would be definitely Jordan, Kareem. Then I would go with Bron. Then Kobe.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 4. Yeah. Jay?
With Kareem. I probably Jordan. Definitely them 2. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna throw a little wild card. Isaiah Thomas.
I ain't mad at it.
I like Zeke, man.
I think he's similar to that Larry Bird, where he's a little underrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I probably I probably would go with. That's a tough one.
It's tough, man. That's why I said it's tough.
I'm gonna gravitate towards the centers. I probably go like the last one. No, Tim Duncan.
Tim's there. 5 rings. I'll get he another one that people kind of forgot about it. He just retired a few years back. You know, but he's another one, man. But we gonna have to have another show about
now. What Jay was talking about with Isaiah Thomas and them bad boys, the reason why I used to play the way I used to play too. Because remember, I was a Laker fan, but who was they always battling? Detroit. So I remember how they used to play Lambert, Rodman, Sally, all those Edwards. I remember all that, and I incorporated a lot of the stuff that I used to see them do in my game, even though I didn't really, like them like that.
Think about it. Isaiah Thomas was the first player to win multiple championships without a dominant big man.
I thought about that. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he beat Bird, Magic, and Jordan.
Yeah. All in 1 year.
That's why like people always talk about he hating on Jordan. Some of us a little bit of hate, don't get me wrong, but he also is real. Like he gives Kareem a lot of love. Like he always gives Kareem love. He always gives a lot of these other guys a lot of love, man. So I love hearing Zeke talk. He's one of those guys when he on NBA TV, so I can just sit back and listen to him talk all day.
You know why they get slighted, bro? They get slighted because they halfway try to act like the way they won their titles wasn't basketball. But like I tell people about football, the rules and change. We can't cry about it no more. Back then, you was allowed to annihilate a person, and now,
they weren't the only people doing it. That's the thing.
Exactly.
They got it from Boston.
Yeah,
and it was like I say, basketball is a mental thing. If you know you're gonna come to that hoop and you know somebody gonna rock you, you may think about you might be 3 for 36 from the mid range tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't trying to go in there and deal with that. You know what I mean?
That's why Scottie Pippen couldn't handle it at first.
Hey, leave my boy alone. Leave him alone. Nah, Scottie couldn't though. Scottie can handle that first. He had to get tough. We got to revisit that though, because I'm saying that's a whole nother show. Their top 10 Mount Rushmore. We gonna come back to that. So I want to transition now in the top 75. That's a perfect transition. I'm gonna go right to Jay, because man, me and Jay had talked a couple of months ago about the top 75. Actually, me and Jay, I don't know if you remember, we actually talked before the list came out.
Yeah,
we actually talked before the list. We were gonna write down who we thought should be on, and me personally, I thought this is how they're going to do it. And I think they were, but I think some people, they must have got some backlash, because at first they were going to pick just a new top 75. Like that 50 that was on before, it didn't matter. You could come off of that 50. And I think that's what they messed up at, because they left all those 50 on there and just picked, they technically picked 25
more.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we should get it like that. Because there's always guys like, Dave the Busher, and I'm sorry, even like Bill Walton, man. Like they keeping Bill Walton on there off that one championship in Portland, man. But his injury history. My thing is, if he's on there, it's a lot of other guys that could have been on there. So Jay, let me hear from you. I'm gonna get one guy from all y'all that should be on, and one guy that y'all think shouldn't be on, and then we'll go back around if there's more people. Well, but Jay, give me your thoughts on the top 75 and somebody you think.
As far as current player that should be on is Dwight Howard.
Hands down, man.
He should have been on before Dame Lillard, Anthony Davis, Reggie Miller. Who else?
Where's Stephen A at?
I said I got him over Dame Lillard, but Reggie
Miller. Look at Reggie Miller in what he played 18 years. Yeah. He made five. He only made five All-Stars and 3 All-NBA teams.
Jay, guess when I found that out? During the top 75 ceremony, I said, "Damn, he only got 5 All-Stars."
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I look at. I don't even pay attention to All-Stars because that's more popularity.
Yeah. But he was playing Michael Jordan's position also.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. But it's 6 guard spots on the All NBA team. So
I think he got snubbed every time then, because back in them days, who was before Miller? Yeah. Miller was a killer, Jay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on. Lance, we ready to have a whole new podcast, Lance. Here he goes. There he goes. Please be getting.
I don't think Reggie. I think Mitch Richmond should have been in over Reggie Miller.
No, Jay, come on.
No way, Jay.
Come on. Look him up. Look him up. Look how many.
Look at Boston air. Hey, don't he root for Boston or something? Something wrong. It's got to be something wrong.
I'm gonna tell you all the guards that played during Reggie Miller era that I think should have been in over him.
All right.
Sidney Moncrief.
Yeah, I like Sidney, but over Reggie.
He won Defensive Player of the Year 2 times.
Man, I'm listening.
He's the only guard to win multiple times.
Is Sidney Moncrief? Did he make the Hall yet?
Yeah, he in the Hall of Fame.
He just got in there a couple years ago.
Yeah, he should have been in. He should have been earlier.
Yeah,
Joe Dumars should have made it over him.
Over Reggie?
Yeah.
Joe Dumars ain't in the Hall of Fame, right?
Man, I can't.
Yeah, he in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. Wasn't he on the top 50?
Like I said, no, he never made top 50 or top 75.
Okay.
He was clutch though, man. Like he was clutch. Some of them was that one that Sir Reggie was doing though. You can't even find it. Like he was clutch.
I think Reggie get I think he hit shots against New York, and I think his reputation is bigger than what his game was.
It's more Chicago too.
No,
but you also got to factor in the teams that they played on.
Yeah. I
you
agree.
know what I'm saying? Richmond played on teams that wasn't producing like
he could
those
score
Indiana teams.
Yeah.
You're right. So
but he still was making all NBA sleep.
He's playing with the Kings, and I mean he was only on the Warriors a couple years, right? With TMC.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah.
Look, Mitch Richmond won Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
He won a championship with the Lakers.
Oh, we ain't counting that. We ain't counting.
No, we not doing.
You don't do that. You don't do that, Jermaine. Get him.
I mean, he was on the team. I'm just saying.
Jermaine, you heard me though, right?
He won a championship. I'm not saying
he's regional. Slide that in there.
Hey, somebody get a drug test, please.
That's what I say. Good Rice got one because of the Lakers, man. Get out of here.
I mean, nigga. At the end of the day, he an NBA champion.
All right.
I think he won. Lance, you could check me on this. I think he went like 6 All NBA teams.
Mitch Richmond. I'm gonna check.
He had 10 straight seasons where he averaged over 20 points.
I still can't put him. But again, that's because of the teams, though, man. I mean, he was good.
Team he was playing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you who should have been in there then, if that's what you. Why was what I can't remember if he was or he wasn't, but Chris Webber should have been on the 75 team.
I would put Chris Webber over all the ones I named.
He wasn't. Great. That's a great. Why did I forget about C. Webb? You're right.
I forgot about Chris Webber.
He wasn't.
Yeah, they be hoeing Chris Webber, man.
They did like that in the Hall of Fame. They did like that in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, they be doing that man wrong, yo. Yeah.
Hey, man, shit. Chris Webber was out there producing when Tracy McGrady and all them were doing. They had the commercials, Mountain Dew. Yeah. Webber had his own shoe. He was a baller. Rookie of the Year. He did a lot of stuff. He didn't win no chip, just like a whole lot of them 75ers didn't win no chip. But Dame Lillard and all them boys shouldn't have been on there. I tell you 2 guards that should have been over there over Lillard, and who was the other one they put on there?
Lillard and Gore was they had Ray on there. I got Ray. Ray in there. Ray Allen.
But where was Tony Parker and Ginobili?
You think one of them should have been on there?
They both won titles.
They won titles, but I don't think they won the driving people.
They won titles, and they was the reason why they won the titles, and they both won MVPs in the finals at one point in time. They both won finals MVPs, and you got guys in there that's done less than that.
Tony, you know what I mean? Tony better. Tony probably don't get enough credit from me. I'm not the biggest Tony Parker fan. I will say that, but and even Steven Jackson, because he always talks about that first one. They had Speedy Claxton in there, and Tony Parker he wasn't doing nothing. But I don't know about them. I mean, they good arguments though. Yeah. So,
the only reason I can't put them, they were never number one.
What'd you say?
They was never the number one option.
That's true. Well, Tony was at one point in the end. Like when Tim got older. Yeah, Tony was.
Man, Tony Parker was unstoppable, man, for a moment there, man. Y'all got to quit playing.
Yeah, he was. He was. Yeah, and you're right.
Should Kawhi be on that list?
Kawhi?
Nope.
Yeah.
Should Kawhi be on that list?
I think even though he doesn't play as much, I think because of the 2 finals
he won multiple defensive player of the years.
Yeah, multiple finals MVPs. I think he only should have got one of them, but he's got 2, and he's got 2 rings. So yeah, I mean, yeah,
I telling me just because he won multiple defensive player of the years
and finals
and stuff like that, and he should be on that list.
That's right now. That's gonna hold weight, man. You got
he got 2 NBA championships, 2 NBA final MVPs, 2 defensive player of the year. Like I said, you got some players on there that's been done less than that. All they did was average 18.7 and whatever. And
like Reggie Miller.
He led one team.
Kawhi's got 5 All-Star games, like Reggie, like he said, 2 defensive player of the years, 7-time all defensive. 3 of them on the first team, along with 2 defensive player of the years. You know,
he'll put in some work. I think he deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, I see the argument. I see the argument for it. See what? Hey, Steve, tell me this though.
I'm on the fence.
tell me this though. You said the Kawhi shouldn't be in there. Is anybody else that you would add?
Grant Hill.
You know I'm gonna say Grant,
but he does have an argument though, Sleep.
Penny Hardaway should be on there then.
T-Mac.
Penny, T-Mac.
T-Mac
should be on there.
Yep.
Vince Carter.
Vince Carter.
No.
Yes.
No Vince. No Vince. Yes. He said, nah. Hold on, y'all. Now he don't want Vince Carter, but he wants Sidney Moncrief. And he wants Mitch Richmond.
They got more accolades.
Get your boy.
Y'all keep on fooling with Dean.
Dean, wow, yo.
Look, we ain't talk about it. We want to talk about Duke and North Carolina. Let's talk about Kentucky. But we're gonna leave that alone for another day.
Yeah, we have paused that.
Yeah.
Man. Yo, y'all funny,
man. Vince Carter was very electrifying, but if you look at what he didn't do anything.
Come on, man. He's not the top. He's not like the next one in there. Like some people, like Klay Thompson should have been over Reggie, over this. I'm not that person either with Klay. I think it's early, but Vince, like how many All-Star games did he make? He made more than Reggie, right? And he made like 6.
Yeah.
I mean, I made about 7.
Yeah. But you gotta remember,
I don't pay attention to All-Stars. I look at all NBAs.
You gotta remember, he just retired 3 hours ago, so
yeah.
I think he might be shooting up to somebody tonight for real. For real.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Him just getting out of there. He made 8 All-Stars.
How many
All-NBAs? To your point, Jay. To your point, he only made 2 All-NBA.
That's what I'm saying. So you're not one of the top scorers in the league.
Well, I tell you what. How about this? My real argument for the 75 is Chris Webber. Webber.
I like Webber.
Where McGrady at?
Yeah, Webber. Like I said, I'll take McGrady. Like you said, both of y'all made some good ones too. Like you said, well, obviously Dwight and Steve, but also talked about T-Mac as well. So,
who do y'all think the biggest one is?
The biggest flop out. I think Dwight is the biggest.
Snub.
I think Dwight. They saying Klay Thompson, but for me, it's Dwight, man.
Yeah, I think Dwight too.
Dwight over AD at that, for real.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go with Dwight.
8-time All-NBA with 3 defensive player of the years.
Yeah,
they prisoners of the moment, man. They prisoners of the moment. They forget.
Yeah.
He still averaged 16 and 12.
Yeah,
they had Ben Wallace. Then they had Ben Wallace. Oh, I'm gonna tell you somebody else that should have been on there too. Then, if that's the case, nah, he shouldn't have been on there. Nah, he should. But yeah, y'all right though. Y'all right.
Yeah, I'll go with Dwight on that.
Nah, we're not gonna let you off the hook. You gotta say who you was.
Yeah, who you thinking about?
Who you was thinking about? Yeah,
I know it's somebody crazy.
I tell you what, it's better than any Mitch Richmond or Sidney Moncrief. I was going to say Chauncey Billups.
Oh, big shot.
But his body of work ain't big enough. But that's okay though. But
man, y'all don't leave me alone about Sidney Moncrief, man. Look it up. Look him up.
Hey, Sidney was nice, man. But and to your Vince, I agree your Vince point. T-Mac over Vince for me. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, matter of fact, I don't want to ruin nothing for y'all if y'all haven't looked at it, but that show about Magic Johnson and the Lakers dynasty, it would be no Showtime because Jerry West didn't want to pick Magic. He wanted to pick Sidney Moncrief.
Oh, really?
I heard that.
So,
you know what's funny?
History.
You know what's funny about that show is Jeannie and them are upset that they did that show because they're actually putting another one together. Because you're talking about the one where they got the guys like acting like Magic. Like, yeah. They got another like a real documentary coming out that they are doing. So they're like mad that's even out. Like they were saying, like, so I've been tempted to watch it, but I haven't watched it because of that.
Man, it's pretty good, man. John C. Reilly is Dr. Buss. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Man, it's started off pretty good.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Cool.
Well,
oh man,
my other player, Lance. Lance, I'm gonna ask you about this player real quick. Bernard King.
Oh, that's a great one. Should have been on there.
Bernard King, bro.
Great one. Yeah.
He ain't doing enough, Sleep.
He ain't doing enough.
But I give you this though. He should be in over Bill Walton.
He averaged 20 points for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
wow,
10, 11. He had over 20. He averaged over 20 points for 11 years.
Decade.
If you're gonna talk about that, you need to put Alex English and Andrew Dantley in there.
Man, boy, y'all.
They scored more than Bernard King.
Okay. Y'all got some good ones. Yeah, hey, that's some good ones. I ain't heard a couple.
Alex English scored the most points in the 1980s.
Yeah, Alex English was a beast. He definitely ain't talked about it enough. He was a beast. Yeah.
Hold on. What's the name out there? Because I can't remember seeing every. Yeah, I think was McHale out there.
Kevin McHale was
in the 75.
Yeah. And Ben Wallace was not top 75, but he made Hall of Fame. And Ben Wallace made Hall of Fame, but he wasn't.
Well, then Ben Wallace should have been in the top 75 too, then.
But not
the
as
same reason why
not over the white, not over the white though, right? You had the white over Ben though, right?
No, they both should have been in there. And Dame Lillard and whoever else in them asses shouldn't have been on there. What did they done?
Let me ask y'all about Dame Lillard. Do you think he overrated?
No,
I don't think he's overrated because at one point, like years ago, he was getting snubbed from also. He was underrated. Now it seems like he's right where he wants, but I think he got. I'm not gonna say he got too much respect to be on top 75 because I understand it, but I think he could have waited another 25 years. Like that's my.
Yeah, he could be on the next one.
Yeah, he could be on the next one. Like that's my.
The 100-year anniversary. You know what I'm saying?
So what about Giannis?
Oh, Giannis, look at
this. No, you gotta put him on.
You gotta put him on there now.
He's running.
Defensive player of the year.
2 defensive player of the year, 2 Finals MVP, and all that.
6-time All NBA.
And he paid.
You telling me? Matter of fact, telling me one Finals MVP gonna put you in the top 75?
It's the defense.
No, it's
he did other things. Those
a Finals
MVP.
Yeah.
Name some stuff that he did.
I'm gonna tell you what he did. He paid his dues like he was supposed to. He progressed each year, and year after year he got better. His teams got better. He got better pieces, and he started to play better. And nobody could stop him. Like right now, nobody can still stop him.
And listen to this, so Sleep. Listen to this. He's better than
he put in 6 good years, right?
Yeah.
More than that, 7, because he already made 6 All-Star team.
Hold on, you can't slight him. You can't slight him because he done it fast.
Yeah, he just did it fast. He had 27. He's got 5 All NBAs already, 3 All Defensive First Teams already, 2 MVPs, 2 Defense Player of the Year awards, and the Finals MVP. Like I know
that's a whole career.
And Jay won't put Sidney Moncrief on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm serious. Like, it's some dudes that's on there that ain't done nothing either, Sleep.
Yeah.
That's my whole point is like, some of these bodies of work is that they're in a short period of time. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let me ask y'all this.
My point is, if he didn't win no Finals MVPs, but he was on a lot of those All NBA teams and stuff like the stuff that Grant Hill did in his first 6 years coming out of college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Grant Hill got an argument.
Yeah,
I honestly, Sleep. I think Grant Hill should have been in the top 50. If they was gonna put Shaq in, they should have put Grant Hill in.
That's a good one.
They changed the game, man. Like I'm trying to understand the criteria myself. Grant Hill supposed to be in the top 75 with no hands down.
Yeah, I see what you're saying as far as it's kind of just what Jay said. Like you couldn't put Grant in the top 75, but to the top 50 point, if he had made that, obviously he would already automatically been top 75. And you're comparing him to Giannis because, like you said, Giannis did it in a short period. Grant dominated in a short period, but the difference is those awards that Giannis got. Because I'm with you on what you said. Though.
I mean, Grant got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. He got that. He shared that with J Kidd. But yeah. But
let me ask y'all this:
those guys on there.
Should the top 75 be? Should they be the best player on their team?
Well, see, then you get into the Scotties and the McHales and the guys like that wasn't number 1, but they were great 2s. You know what I'm saying? So I would say no. I would say I don't think you have to be.
Because all right. So let me somebody like Bernard King. He was the best player on his teams, but his teams didn't. They didn't really do anything. Should he be ranked higher than Kevin McHale?
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, well then, if that's the argument we're gonna make, then why is Dominique Wilkins on there then?
Well,
he got snubbed in the top 50.
He got snubbed on the 50.
Top 50, he got snubbed. Yeah, he made it this go around. Yeah,
I still had to go back and relook to make sure I didn't overlook it. Because I couldn't believe he didn't make the top 50.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that either, man. Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. I said, but see, that's my point. That's what we Sleepy talking about. Then that's what. Yeah, all right. So, what did he do?
Who Dominique?
Dominique?
I mean, I know what he done, but I'm asking y'all, what did he do then? Because y'all trying to slight certain people that got accolades.
He probably made about 7 All-NBAs.
So, okay, well, put it like this: if you had your choice to put on to make the argument short, if you had your choice to put on Dwight Howard or Dominique Wilkins, who would you picking?
Wow, that's a good one. That's
Dominique.
I probably picked Dwight.
That's a good.
I think he had a better career than Dominique did. Dwight was the best player on the final team. Dominique never made it past the second round.
He ran.
Okay, so then my next question is to Sleepy then. So you trying to take off Giannis with all his accolades, but you ready to put Dominique Wilkins on? What did Dominique do?
I wasn't saying take him off. I was trying to make a point about certain stuff that you do in a short period of time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this, the things that they're doing is they're throwing these players on there because they're doing certain stuff in a short period of time. There's no way in the world Damian Lillard should have been on that list. He has not done.
He hasn't done anything. Other than
you saying it got to be sustainable. It's got to be some sort of longevity to it.
At least a decade.
Just yes, at least
done it for a decade. They ain't done it for a decade.
I got you. I like that.
I actually agree with that.
I agree with that. Yeah, 10 years.
At least 10 years.
But see, in that case, then that would change a lot because then Shaq wouldn't have been on that first one. You know what I'm saying? But I see what you're saying. I see you saying. I mean, Dame also. I think his clutch gene and some of the shots he had. I forget who did the voting. I think it was media, but I think maybe they got caught up in that.
Dame got in the same reason Reggie Miller got in.
First team.
Because he hit shots in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Sleep Babe. So if you had your choice, would it be Grant Hill or Dominique Wilkins?
Answer with your heart, Sleep.
If you only can put one on the 75, and only one of them can go, and you get to pick which one, based off of what you feel as though the criteria is.
I would go with. That's a tough one. That's a tough one because I'm trying to take all the accolades that Grant has done in that short period of time with, like, of course, like All-Star games, All NBA defensive, and all stuff like that. I probably go with Grant Hill.
Okay. All right. Well, that was good. That was good. Like I said, we can spend time. I'm actually looking at the list now, just seeing if I missed anybody. And like you said, the older guys, it's obviously arguments to make, but I was really looking at the newer guys, seeing if I missed anyone, which I don't think so. But
we can't compare the older guys.
Yeah,
we only compare them against themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Kuzu dribbling like this, so you know.
Yeah.
I honestly think that they shouldn't forget those players, but it's after a while, it's so much time been gone by, like it's an advanced way far past that. Yeah. What's Havlicek stole the ball? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You figure they didn't even have a 3-point line till what, 81?
Right. So
yeah, so that's cool, man. That's cool. So we talked about top 75, man. Royal Sports Fan Podcast, and we having a blast. Got Jay, got Jamel, got Sleepy. Man, we've been talking about everything, man. We going good in this last subject and talk about, high school basketball, man. We're on the Eastern Shore. There's a lot of talent that's come through. All of us have played for the Warriors and whatnot. So I want us to go in a couple of different directions as far as guys we've seen and stuff like that. I want to get into that, but I'm gonna first open it with I want y'all to share y'all individual stories because Jay has started talking about him getting taken out of the games and stuff like that. You said that you were saying Jermel, he didn't get taken out. So I want to hear y'all individual stories, and I know Jermel wants to share, also as far as playing the power forward spot. And I want to hear though, because I know, I remember reading about Sleeve and Jermel coming in, when as juniors, right? When what Joe was a sophomore, Marty was a freshman, joining, Storm and Norman, and like you said, Dwayne Camper and Jason Wolford. I even want to hear about some of them teams, y'all was on too. So, whoever wants to start it, man, just kind of talk about your individual stories, about what you want to say, and then we'll get into, some of the all-time guys you've seen.
Bailey, you go start. You was on that 95 team. You and Sleep was on that.
Well, the 95 team was just like, it was just stacked with players, and it was very guard heavy. You know what I'm saying? And everybody could score, everybody could play. Then you had, guys that had played the year before, like Bobby and Dwayne and Brad Hastings. And then you had people coming along like me and Sleepy and Terry. And then they still had Jason Wolford and Big Norman. And you had Jonas, what I mean?
Terry was on there?
Well, I think Terry couldn't play that year, but he originally started out on the team, but then he got cut off the team or whatever. But and then like Lance was saying, you had Marshall Law, you know what I'm saying? You had Joel, you know what I mean? So we had a stacked team, and I just remember Coach Heyman coming to me one day and just asking me, did I want to play forward? You know what I'm saying? Play down there with Big Norman. Now, at the time, I wasn't getting a lot of time because, like I said, it was real guard heavy, and this was my first year up on varsity. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we were just all sharing time. It wasn't enough time and enough ball for all of us. Like, that's how deep the team was. You know what I'm saying? So, I took the position because it was really the only way that I was going to get more burn. You know what I'm saying? And then once I got the position and he put me as a starter, my only job was to help Big Norman grab boards and set pick for all the dudes that wanted to score the ball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
on your road, knowing the role, right? Find the role.
And I knew from the gate with the type of coach we had, he was structured and he wanted us to be disciplined and blah, blah, blah. So until I got my feet under me, like that was the role I played. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't matter to me about getting shot. I automatically told myself, I'll get garbage points. Don't matter to me. I'll just put the ball back in the hoop when somebody missed. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like all I cared about was if we won. You know what I mean? Now, one thing that I do remember is the team didn't get along.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Like talk about it. Sleep, talk about it, Jamel.
If I can, like E True Hollywood Story, you know what I'm saying?
Talk about it. Little sports fan, talk about it.
Half the team was kind of like in that AAU structured under the whistle type ball. And then you had guys like me, Sleepy, and Terry, and Dwayne, and all of us who Graham Street, the Hill, the Bottom, Ottawa, we play like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but then you also had the clash of what I used to call the good guys and the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Because it was stuff that was going on that was, it was different. It's all I'll say. It was the way they played ball and the way we played ball was different, and the mindsets of how we thought about certain things was different. You know what I'm saying? So, you had guys that was trying to get to college and blah 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 and whatever. Then you had guys that just was playing ball because they could, but it was for other reasons, popularity. You know what I'm saying? Girls, whatever. You know what I mean? So for real, to be honest with you, we was doing all of this stuff and competing with some of these teams that all they did was ball. So they lucky, for real. Because if we was really structured, it really would have been dangerous, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I also say back then, 95, I don't remember there being a such thing as a stretch four, but I was a stretch four before there was ever a such thing. Because I on JV, they had me trying to play guard and all this stuff. And to give you a little bit of insight on my game, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, Sleepy, all these guys I grew up with, Marty, Joel, Terry, everybody, everybody could shoot. Everybody could dribble. Everybody had this little niche. Everybody had something they could do that they was known for. Jason Wolfer can shoot threes. Big Norman, just Big Norman. You understand what I'm saying? I automatically used to get slighted by everybody because everybody figured that they could just do something better than me. Like I didn't have a thing that I couldn't dribble better than Joel. I couldn't shoot better than Marty. You understand what I'm saying?
With everything though.
So I wasn't great at one thing, but I was good at a lot.
Yeah.
So I just started thinking of ways to be better, but on purpose, I wouldn't dribble with my left hand because I was like, oh, they think just because they can dribble, they better than me. But I'll show them that I don't need no left hand to dribble. I don't got to do all that fancy dribbling to get to the same point that you doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how, and I'm glad I got, J. Dean, are you there?
Yeah.
Tyrone Johnson, are you there?
I'm here.
Wilson, are you there?
I'm here, baby. I'm in the building.
All right. I want you to let the world know and everybody know that
I know what he's about to say.
The Euro step.
It's the
Jamel did not make that shit up. I've been doing that since 1993.
93, baby.
And I did it because I didn't have a left hand. And I refused to practice on dribbling because Joel was the guy that was going to be the point guard and his thing was dribbling and good passing and all them skills. I didn't want those. Marty could shoot threes and everybody wanted to shoot threes. I'm like, I'm being different. I ain't not even practicing on shooting threes because I ain't going to shoot. So I practice on my mid-range. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And because I didn't have a left hand, I made up the Talbot County two-step.
I forgot about that move.
And everything that you see in Harden and Ginobili and LeBron, I'm not saying I could be in the NBA. That's not the argument I'm making. What I'm saying is somebody in them families was taking a sneak peek at me somewhere when I was hooping, and they gave them the blueprint on how to do my move, because that's my move. Because I ain't never seen nobody do that move before me, and then all of a sudden, years later, I started seeing Ginobili. Then they started trying to call it the crab dribble and all. They used to call travel on me. You know what I'm saying?
They know what it was.
Because they never understood how I was getting from one point to the other, but it was simple. Like I said, you all know how to do it now. It's simple. You get the ball and you pick it up and you're allowed 2 steps. Nobody never said that I had to take my 2 steps in succession. So I used to just walk around people. Oh, you want to stand there and take a charge, do you? Don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the rest would call travel, and I would just, it's 2, Coach Heyman, it's 2. It's 2. You know what I mean? But I need the world to know.
Talk to him.
It's the Talbot County two-step. Don't make no difference what they call it nowadays. It started in Easton, Maryland. You know what I'm saying? And those are my children. You know what I'm saying? They're byproduct.
I get you a T-shirt or something with that on there. A T-shirt or hoodie or something with that on there. The Talbot County two-step. I like that.
But that's 100% facts.
Yeah.
100% facts.
I gotta say, go ahead.
But then as far as playing with Big Norman, man, it was so easy because, like I said, all I had to do was just be the guy to box people out so he could grab the rebound. Or if he was boxing somebody out, I could sneak in and grab the rebound. So then I started getting into my own or whatever, and then I started having the mid-range. So guys that was always bigger than me, every time I stepped on the court, no matter who I was matching up against, he 2-3 inches taller than me because I'm playing out of position. You know what I'm saying? But back then, they always used to think of everything as if you big, you dominate, but they didn't realize that on the other end of the court, you had to come out here and get this mid-range.
Yeah, yep.
You understand what I'm saying? So the same way I can't really bully you down low, you can't do nothing about stopping me from coming out here shooting this jumper on your big ass. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my ways of dealing. And then, like I said, like Jay said, when I was naming the players, Barkley, Rodman, Rasheed, Those are the Kevin Garnett. Those are the Sean Kemp. Those are the dudes that I watched that I liked in their mindset. Gary Payton. If you could play defense and you could talk trash and you gave an elbow here and there and you was a little big grizzly and you wasn't taking no trash from off of nobody, that was my game. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the ball. I don't gotta shoot 30 times. I don't gotta have 30 points. All I know is you just need to know I've been here. And just remember this one thing. They give me 5 fouls and I use them a quarter.
Hey, I'm gonna let Sleep go. But I just want to say, Jamel, like you said, is 1,000% right. And I ain't even talking about just high school, but I've had the pleasure of playing with Jamel. I don't know if you remember all the times, but 3 times we played in real games together. We played in alumni game in Easton once. When they had that in like 08, 09. We played together. We played in one together in Cambridge with Marty. I don't know if you remember that one. And then we had a tournament. We got a group of people together, me, him, LT, and then we won this tournament in Cambridge. I don't know if you remember that, Valley. Yeah, we won that joint. So I've had the pleasure to play with him. And like you said, the mid-range is still there. The Euro was still there. He gonna use them fouls and he gonna talk out there. So that's what I always liked about playing with him, man. So that's real. That's real, man. Sleep, follow up, man. That's your teammate. Follow up. I know you said all that's true, man. Just add to that. Anything else you want to add about those teams y'all played on?
Yeah, man. Like you said, man, the team, far as 1 through 12, we had the deepest team in the Bayside, point blank, just 1 through 12. You know what I mean? A lot of the other teams, their personnel fit the basketball scheme better than ours because they had people that were established in these positions. They had a point guard, they had a shooting guard, they had a center. You know what I'm saying? So they was established where for us, like I said, we had a team full of guards. Yeah. Everybody played the same position. So more than likely somebody had to bite the bullet and do stuff that they didn't want to do. And I'll be honest with you. Where I played it, I didn't want to play there. I didn't want to play. I got mixed in that playing the 4 and all that stuff. I wanted to play 3 because I was a slasher. Yeah.
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 You know what I'm saying? I was a slasher. So
I call you James Worthy. Remember? Yeah.
I was James Worthy. There could be 2 people standing this close, and I would duck and squeeze between them and come right to them between them for a layup. You know what I'm saying? But like he said, and me and Jay we talked after we did our show the last time, and you know what I mean. To keep it PG, we'll leave a lot of stuff out. We'll leave a lot of stuff out. Why that team couldn't gel and come together.
Before you go, Sleep. Before you go, the 4 of us gonna have lunch or something. But y'all gonna tell me the whole story about that. But go ahead.
We can do that. We can do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was either you was going down one road
or the other,
you was going down the other road.
It was
you had to pick a team.
Yep.
Yo,
hey lad, it was so separated, bro. The locker room was so separated. It was really like it was 2 teams. You know what I'm saying? And the only time we really mingled was during practice or maybe on the bus rides. But on the bus rides, they definitely is secluded because everybody's sitting with who they deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all this: Do you think? See, I didn't play in '95. 95 was a rough year for me. I barely went to school that year.
Oh, okay.
So I know 96 when we came in, it was like some part of 95 came back.
That's what I want.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, good point.
It was kind of that whole atmosphere was already created. You know what I mean? It was and then we added a couple new people. You know what I mean? And it because Terry played 96.
Norman had graduated, right?
Yeah, Norman had graduated.
Everybody in 95 left except for me and Sleepy.
Yeah. Okay.
So then you add Joel and Marty.
Got Joel and Marty, obviously, but yeah, Younger, right.
Yeah.
But Lance, I'm telling you some good stuff, bro. I'm telling you, like, I'm not taking nothing away from none of those other teams in the Bayside, Cavan, Albert Moore, Haney, none of them do. I'm not taking nothing away from none of them. All I'm simply saying is our 95 squad, like you had like half the team was hustlers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like half the team wanted to be, ball players. You had like everybody had their own agendas. Like it wasn't really like a high school team. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
some people.
Y'all remember how Black would smoke a cigarette and then lead us in Mad Dog? I'd be like, how the hell can he be that fast and smoke cigarettes right before we start running?
Yep, like it was stuff going on like that. You know what I mean? Like the health wasn't the top priority. You know what I mean? If you understand what I'm saying. So like we
didn't play together in the off season.
No, we would play separately.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I said, if it wasn't for that, if we were structured, if we all like balled in together, man, like we got to the regional championship game. Like everybody keep forgetting the fact that I don't take no pride in no what you call them second prize, second fiddle, none of that. You know what I'm saying? All I'm simply saying is everybody harped on the fact that the 88 team got to across the bridge, but they lost in the first game. You understand what I mean? So like that mean they was one more game further than we were. And we were playing out of position in disarray. We some games me and Sleepy would start. Some games we'd never see the floor. Like we didn't know what was going on from day to day. We in the locker
second year coaching too. So yeah, he was figuring it out too.
And Coach Heyman was figuring it out because before him they had the tenure of what's his name? Coach Hayward. Yeah, Coach Hayward was there for a long time. Then Coach Heyman took over. But like I said, we accomplished getting to the regional finals, and we lost to Albert Moore and the Cavan and Colonel. You know what I'm saying? And he went to UConn. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not taking no special accolades and losing. I'm just saying, like, I'd be trying to understand, like, the top 75. Like, when everybody talking about teams and who was good and who could play, like, I'm just trying to understand, is it favoritism or what's the criteria for? Because I've played with 2,000-point scorers. I played with Big Norman, Joel Adams. I started with alongside all of these dudes. You know what I mean? Not that it mattered to me, you know what I'm saying? But nobody don't mention my name when they want to talk about who was good and who was this or who was that. So
that's what this show
is. Trying to understand
right now. Hey, real talk though. That's
and I'm the originator of the 2 steps from Talbot County. So on my top 75 of accolades, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's who you got? Me or Grant Hill?
Hey,
I love this, man.
No, I don't know if you remember this. You probably don't remember this. That 95 year, at the end of the year, I was in a whole totally different space. Some people was going this way. I was steady drifting off because I felt like I couldn't play the way that I wanted to play. So I'll never forget it. It was one time I had gotten a rebound and put the ball down. I got stripped. So I was told not to put the ball down. I was like, okay. He goes, no, you don't understand. Don't put the ball on the floor. I was like, okay. No, you don't understand. Don't put the ball on the floor. So I howls at him. Okay,
right.
Get Sleepy out the game.
Right.
And
right.
You know what I mean? That was happening a lot, and I distanced myself. Like at one point I didn't even care about basketball. And we went that far, and then that year we all wore these black shirts that had defense is not an option on the shirt.
Oh, okay.
Everybody for that Colonel game, that regional game down Salisbury State, everybody had that shirt on except for me.
Wow.
I came out in a gray Iverson shirt. I wore a different shirt than everybody else.
Why?
But that was my way. I was gone, bro. My mind wasn't even there. I was gone. That was done.
Lance, that what he talking about happened to a lot of players, man. Because like I said, we were so deep, you know what I mean? And Coach Heyman was trying to figure all of us out. Remember, he was down St. Michael. Yeah. He had some of us in his gym class when we was in elementary school, but like this is years later now. This ain't like we different, coach. Like, hold up.
Right.
You yell at us, we yell back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't going for all that. You know what I mean? So Dwayne Camper was one of them who got caught in the mix up of all that. Jonas walked off the floor in the middle of a game, went in the locker room, changed his clothes, came back out, walking down the sidelines, leaving out the gym right while the game going on, all because of playing time, the arguing, the disarray. Like, I'm gonna tell you some good stuff. If it wasn't for me speaking up, man, I would have been telling you the same story that Sleepy telling you right now, because we lost to Nandua, I think it was. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't hardly play that game, or if at all. You know what I'm saying? And this was like the second or third game of the season, and this is what the trend had been. You know what I mean? So after he gave us his little speech and everything, he said, "Is there anybody that got anything to say?" And you know, me being me, I always got something to say. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, well, if you're not going to play me, or if I'm not going to get no playing time, and it didn't even matter to me that I was a junior. You know what I'm saying? I just told him simply flat out. I was like, you can just send me back down to JV. I'll go play on JV. You know what I'm saying? And from then on, from the next game on, that's when he started putting me in the game a little bit more. And then the next thing you know, that's when he asked that I want to play forward. And a lot of things that people don't know this too. I'm gonna tell you this while you want a little E Hollywood story. Yeah. Coach Heyman was the one who used to come to me and tell me all the time, "Hey son, you know you are spark. You know you are heart. You know you get us going." He used to tell me to go out there and act up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, people don't realize, like, people always used to think that I was just out there, you know, acting a fool, but nah, I was playing to the crowd. It was Dennis Rodman. Those was the people I looked at. Rasheed, the hollering, the screaming, the block your shot and scream in your face. Like, all of that stuff was to get my teammates going. And you better not act like you're gonna do nothing to none of them, because I was there, Charles Oakley. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't. If Marshall Law got the ball and somebody knocked him down, best believe I'm gonna knock him down next play. I got 5 fouls and I use them accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wasn't just fouled so, you know, to stop people or stop the clock. Nah, I'm gonna go out here and use one. I might let them, hey, yo, I'm gonna elbow this dude when we get ready to come off the free throw line. So I'm probably getting ready to get one. Or I'm getting ready to get it, or I'll get, like Coach Heyman used to tell me all the time, "Let me get the tech, son." You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be like, "Nah, Coach," I'll be like, "Cause they out here," and he'd be like, "Nah, I understand." But one thing else I also knew that I could get 2 of them. If I get 2 of them, I'm out of the game. 1 of them don't mean nothing. So sometimes I would get a tech just because I know I could look at the crowd and start giving antics to the crowd, and the crowd start getting hyped, and I'll start looking at my team, and I'll be like, "Let's get," you know what I mean? And it was just this energy that I used to try to bring. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, that was when I understood and I realized that you don't have to score 30 points. You know, I'm important in different ways. That's what kept me going. I kept finding different ways to make myself important. You know what I'm saying? Whether
every team need a couple players on that. That's the muscle. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
One thing about it, you know what I'm saying? We didn't care about fighting.
No.
We didn't care about fighting. You know what I mean?
We gonna win one of the 2.
we was in them streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was in them streets.
Like, seriously, it was.
We couldn't separate being under the whistle and high school and all that, because after the game and we go to McDonald's and another team come there, or fans or whatever, it's gonna be a fight.
Yeah.
That's you know what I'm saying? And that's what we did. We don't back down.
That was the
We
only
never
time
packed
that
in.
we was together. When we decided that it was time to throw hands, you know what I'm saying? Or we look up at the clock and be like, yo, don't you remember he was talking trash? You look like we ain't gonna win. So, you know what I'm saying?
Stuff like that.
Here we go. You know what I mean?
I actually wish I had a little bit more of that in my game.
They talk to him.
Yeah, I didn't talk that much on the court.
And Jay, you was talking about that 96 team when you got in there in 96. So what could you tell that was left over from that 95 year that you could tell was brought over to 96?
Well, without giving out names,
yeah.
it was very clear that it was either was with one group or you was with the other group.
Oh, okay. And you could tell that. Wow, not even.
Oh yeah, from day one. Day one. And then another thing too from the 96 team, it was like Sleepy, Jamel, Joel, and Marty came in, and they were pretty much already the starters because they was on the 95 team.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people that wasn't on the 95 team didn't appreciate that they basically was all, you know what I mean? It was all this competition.
Right.
And it was always people, I'm better than Jamel, or I'm better than Sleepy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or I'm better than Joel. You know what I mean? Nobody really said anything about Marty because he was hands down the best shooter on the team. Mm-hmm. But you know, you had Terry, you know, you had Terry on Sleepy position. You know, you had it then you had like Big Mike, you know, Walker. You know, you had Pete Borley. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
We had Boot,
right?
You know, we had Boot. You know, backing up Joel. And then, you know, like then Pete Tyrell came, which pissed me off because
he the one came from
because that pissed me off because that took my spot away. Yeah. And I'm like, hold up, he terrible. He couldn't even get his uniform off sometimes.
Man, look, I ain't gonna lie, Pete was my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like we got close.
I like him a lot.
Right. But hey, Lance, I'm gonna tell you some good stuff, man. He came from St. Peter and Paul averaging almost 30.
Yeah, we
to coming to us, and he had never, and just like Sleepy was talking about Duke and it being too much pressure on him. Man, he had never been in them atmospheres before, bro. Like he had never.
I seen his stats. I was interviewing somebody, and I pulled him up, and I seen how he dipped. So yeah, it's different.
Man, put it like this: the very first time he witnessed the Easton Colonel game, sold out. And they went to put him in the game, bruh. He didn't even go to the scores table or didn't even take off his warm up. Wow. He ran straight on the floor. Like it was a big difference for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he went from being the man to like we don't care about none of that. Like we don't care about none of that. We glad you big. You know what I'm saying? But that shit didn't. You know what I mean? But yeah, but what Dean's saying though, Dean and Sleepy telling the truth. Like we were mishandled. If you understand, you know what I'm saying. Like Coach he didn't know what to really do with us. You know what I mean? Like some of us listened, some of us didn't. We were all out of position. We be fighting in practice. Man, look, one time we beat Hurlock in Easton. Now listen to this. Now these are all things that you just go off happy with. First of all, it's a Friday night. Second of all, we at home. Third of all, we beat Hurlock. We not only do we beat Hurlock, we score over 100 points, and I think somebody got a dunk. I'm not even for sure. I don't even remember. But all of these things happened, and guess what was going on in the locker room? Norman and Sleepy arguing with each other. I mean, not Sleepy. Norman and Joel arguing with each other because Norman wasn't the leading scorer.
That what it was.
Hey Jamel, remember how Norman used to say, "I ain't get my touches. I
ain't get my touches. Feed the mule. Feed the mule." That's all he used to holler. Feed the mule.
Yeah, he'd be running down the court yelling out his stats. I only got 3 touches this quarter.
Yep.
Let me ask y'all this real quick, because we talked about Mount Rushmore and stuff in NBA and top 5 people. Give me some guys, because for instance, I'm looking at the stats right now when y'all played. It wasn't a regional against Colonel, but I see what y'all mean. Like Norman had like 25 on him. Yeah, he had 25. Big. Was it Kevon Johnson? He had 27. Albert had 21. But Norman had 25. Norman was doing the same. So
he would get Cavan the business.
Yeah,
Cavan.
Hey, look, I've watched and I've seen Big Norman give everybody the business.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you was big, tall, anything. It don't matter. And when he get tears in his eyes and say, "Give me the ball," give him the ball. That's all you got to do. And it don't matter.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
He talked about it.
And it don't. And if we didn't know nothing else, though, if this is one thing we did know, we argue with Norman no different than we argue with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like Norman wasn't no different. We didn't care about Norman being big or nothing like that. Yeah. But when Big Norman said, "Give me the ball, get on my back, I'm gonna take y'all," we gave him the ball and we let him take it. You know what I'm saying? And I witnessed it over and over. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him the ball. I put it like this. I ain't going to say he got to be the number one and he got to be all of this. No, he may not be 1,000-point scorer and he might not lead the school in points history. But you better mention Big Norman's name when you mention them Easton Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Any one of them top ones you name. I don't care who it is.
That 1,000 overrated. So like you said, it's all about being the knowledge. And like you say, he doesn't even know. And every person from Easton I've interviewed, when I'm looking up stuff and looking in the stats up, Norman's name always pop like, darn, Norman. Sometimes I get caught up reading his joint. You know what I mean? So yeah. To your point. So let me ask y'all this. I don't want to hold y'all too much. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I want to hear what y'all say. It might not be a quick answer, but we might do a part two. But give me somebody. I know about the Alberts. And if you want to say Haney, shout out to Haney too. I know we're gonna try to. We talked last year. We're gonna hopefully try to get him on here this year, hopefully. But give me a guy that maybe someone like Jamel said, like Norman, that maybe they're not talked about enough and they were nice, or maybe it's someone that we just forgot about. Maybe it's someone that people do talk about. You want to talk about how much better they really were. But just give me a guy, if you can, that sticks out to your mind that you've seen opposite, not on your team, just someone you've seen, whether it's from the South Bay side, North Bay side. But give me a name that comes to mind about, of a guy that was just flat out nice, flat out killer.
Does it have to be them being a killer in high school, or just them end up having a game period?
Anybody, yeah, it don't have to be that. Yep.
I'll give you one. I'll give you a guy name that don't get talked about enough. I'll give you two guys whose name don't get brought up enough.
Okay.
I got two too.
Terry Brooks.
Thank you. I just said that the other week, yo.
Terry Brooks and Darrell Miller.
Oh man, hold on. Before you go, let me say this, man. Oh man, that's crazy that you mentioned both of them. First of all, for Terry, I always respect Terry because Terry always showed me love when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? And Terry, which is crazy, Terry's a 1,000-point scorer. You would think he wasn't, because sometimes we telling people like his name's up there. Like, you know what I mean? Like he did, like you said, 3 years varsity, could shoot, could defend, all that. And then Soup,
he did everything.
Was in 12th. Yeah, he did everything. And when Soup was in 12th, I was in 9th. So Soup is probably my favorite player watching because I seen it. Like I seen it with my own eyes. But yeah, go ahead and elaborate on those guys, right?
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you some good stuff. Terry Brooks was like the ultimate. Once again, like I said, a lot of people, a lot of these schools and a lot of these players in the Bayside lucky that we didn't have maybe what they had for a structure and people putting them on weight programs and making sure they were going. Because I'm telling you, Terry Brooks is a problem. He had handles. He got handles like Joel. Got handles like Joel, can shoot like Marty. He tall like us. Got long arms, long range, and he played both sides of the floor. Defense, talk trash to you. You ain't worried about getting physical. You understand what I'm saying?
I love it.
I don't understand why they don't mention Terry's name when they keep mentioning all these other names they want to keep naming, because he's a flat out baller. And
I think Sleepy mentioned it a while. Terry would always play up. Like he would play. I think he would a year or two younger than me. And he'd be on the team and he'd be starting. I'm like, damn, he's starting with Norman and them. And he was like 8 years old.
When we was playing for the Y.
Yeah, when we played for the Y, he was killing, like he was like 8 and Norman was like 10 and 11.
Yeah, Terry was only like 8 and he was playing up on the bar.
Playing up.
Wow.
With them. And he was like 3 years younger.
Yeah, 3 years younger than them. 3, 4 years younger than them. And starting.
And Darrell is nothing but Terry just shorter.
Yeah, Hart,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? Like, but I'll take either one of them with me. I'll take him. Big Norman.
Yep.
Terry Brooks.
That's who you take the hour off. That's who you take the hour off.
We going to
that's like
Bonky.
Let me ask y'all this, because I was talking to Shelton about this. Who you think had a better high school? Who was better in high school, Shelton or Terry?
Better, yeah. Well, because Shelton only go up to 1 year. I mean, he had a great 1 year, but Terry's body of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't
I'm just saying skill. I'm just saying skill wise.
Oh, you saying skill? You saying skill wise?
Yeah.
Well, see, like Jamel said, and it's funny. We just talking about Shelton yesterday. Terry had the 3-ball. Shelton had the 3-ball. Now Shelton had the handles and athleticism and all that Terry had. And I'm sure he was a little bit more athletic than Terry, but Terry still got up there, don't on you and all that too. But Terry had the 3-ball. You know what I'm saying? Terry had the 3-ball. So I mean, y'all could probably tell more than me. That's just, I was a young kid, but that's just
I didn't play with Shelton. We was going by the time he got there.
Sleep.
But that 95, 96 era that Jay, all of us played, I know Jay didn't play in 95, but those players that ended up on that same team was the equivalent of what happened with my nephew Jai and Shotty and all of those guys.
That's true.
All of us had played together from the Sandlot to the Y all the way up now to the high school. So we all knew how each other played and we all knew each other's games, but the coaches were trying to get us to do shit that we
didn't do. Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, we experimenting here. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I'm being honest. Like 95
we should have ran more.
Daggone right.
Yeah,
like,
we should have ran more. We shouldn't have been running those stall offense.
Yeah, we was in half court offenses and stuff like that.
He called yellow and red when we up by 2 points.
And once he started doing that, all I saw was green light because I'm shooting every time now, and I'm not waiting.
Listen, I know what you mean as far as I had 3 coaches in 3 years on varsity. So
wow.
Trust me, I know what y'all mean as far as system and all that. But Jay, you were talking about Terry and Shelton. Anybody outside of Easton that sticks out to you that you seen that you want to mention?
Well, I think Haney was the best for our era.
Yep.
I don't. Everybody. I mean, I'll end up having a better career overall. Going to UConn and everything, but Haney was hands down the best.
That's
what the number 1 pick. I'm picking Haney Camper.
Yeah. I always hear that. I'm glad y'all two said that. I always want to know the differences. So what's the difference? So what's the difference between the two?
Haney was like magic. Like he really made that team go.
I'm gonna do you one better, Jay. I'm gonna tell you who Haney Camper was back when we was in high school, and I'm not comparing them, so don't nobody go crazy. But he was LeBron.
Yeah.
He was big.
Strong in high school too.
He was strong. Yeah. He was like Mike Tyson looking, and he was like 6'5" or whatever. He had handles, and then what make it so bad, was like when he dribbled, it was like he was trying to throw the ball through the floor. Just
wow, that's crazy.
But he had so much control over the ball. You know what I mean? He could handle, he could pass, he could see, he could score. But it was one of them things where just like LeBron. He could score 50 if he felt like it. He could done all that stuff Albert Moore was doing, shooting threes and all that. But he was a team player, and he got his team involved. He played with his squad. You know what I mean? So, like Albert Moore was a shooter. He could score. He was a scorer. You know what I'm saying? But Albert overall as a player, to me, I'm picking Haney every single time. You know what I'm saying?
Sleep, what you think about either that convo or somebody else you want to mention?
The teams that we played against, man, you really couldn't take a night off.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It wasn't no freebie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't no freebie. I got a couple players that don't get talked about like that. From over North High, I'm gonna say TT Rich.
Oh yeah. TT, yeah.
Okay, his names came up on some stuff I looked at too. Okay.
When you talk about North High and that team, TT Rich was official.
That's what's up.
And then if you go over to North Dorchester, they had a big man down low named Rocky Shabazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was tough, and the boy Mike Smith.
Yeah, I remember him.
And the boy Mike Smith.
Yeah, I remember. I forgot about him.
Smith, they don't want to talk about, but Mike Smith was cold.
Yeah.
He was cold, bro. He was like he played his uniform and all that stuff. Way he wore it was like Jordan.
Yeah.
He wore 23. He had a tray ball out of this world.
Wow.
So
I'm gonna tell you who gets disrespected in all of this talk though. And y'all ready for this one? And you tell me I'm lying, because this is the person that I got my post moves from.
Oh, who that?
Why don't nobody mention Jason Brown name?
Oh man, JB.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. You said it, Jamel, with the post moves, man. Like man, JB was tough, man. Like he definitely not talking. It's almost like people forgot he went to Eastern or something. Like, you know,
I think he's been over Denton so long.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because even me coming up, I thought he went there at first until I had looked up some stuff, and then I ran into him. We were shooting around one day, like it's some years back. But yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one.
I used to call him the pit bull. Like he was a guard, but it just seemed like he always wanted to go in the post. Like
he was physical, man. I used to hate when he would show up at the park.
And then he had footwork like Paul Pierce. Like his footwork was and he could shoot. He could ball. Like I don't understand why his name. He like Terry Brooks. They don't mention his name. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great one.
But that one that name, when they want to start talking about ballers and all of that, they need to stop forgetting Terry Brooks. I don't understand how they be forgetting about Terry.
I agree. Man, that's good. And if I'm not mistaken, and again, we're gonna have a part. I'm gonna have a part 2 with Charles. But Sleep, he had mentioned when he was on, I think JB in his top 5 of Eastern players. So next, we're gonna have to do that next. Maybe we got a couple of things to do, but maybe the top 10. I know we said we're gonna do our top 10 NBA, but I gotta also bring y'all maybe for top 10 Eastern players, because y'all would get good perspective on that too. So
because then how everybody talk about it and how everybody always mention this top this and not this, and I'd be like, okay, so like they always be talking about what a person did in high school. Like everybody that was in high school didn't score 20, but don't mean they couldn't ball. And then they talk about how far a person went, and Sleepy and Jay can attest to this. When we played, you had to play like Sleepy was talking about. It wasn't just playing 20 games and then everybody just getting put in the hat and we're gonna put you in the playoffs. Nah, if your record wasn't good enough, you sat home and you bought a ticket and you came watch us play. You know what I'm saying? Even back then, St. Michael's would get 6 or 7 wins on the season. It wasn't no going 11, 12 years without no wins and all that. St. Michael's, I remember times when St. Michael's upset Denton. You understand what I'm saying? Back then you had to play. Like Sleepy said, it wasn't no nights off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you had to earn your spot. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't no participation trophy. Everybody get in. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all this. I don't really remember too many people down south. I feel like the North was
heavy.
I know y'all played against Andy Collins though.
Andy Collins.
Yeah, I only remember him.
Andy Collins was the best player we played against from down south. That because we didn't play every team from down south.
It changed years after, because then South got real tough.
Was he better than the Palmer boy from Snow Hill?
Oh yeah. Yo, Palmer was nice.
Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, Palmer gave Buck the business.
He named names.
He said he gave Buck that.
He was nice, man. That Palmer boy was nice. I remember.
Nice.
I don't know if y'all remember when we came out we had, because we was on JV then.
Yeah.
And when we came out of the locker room, this dude was throwing it off the glass to somebody to come and dunk it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Official, man, listen. And it was packed in there too.
Yeah.
And I think they beat us that night.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they beat Markel and them. I want to say it was Markel. Yeah, they beat Markel and them that night.
All I know is everybody don't have the same experience of knowing how it feel to play every game in a packed house almost.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Even in my era wasn't y'all era, but my era definitely this era here where ain't nobody in the gym, man. Like it's crazy. I couldn't imagine, man, because that like Bill was saying, that's what that you got hype off the crowd. You fed into that, like that's what helped you those games.
But also the crowd got to have a reason to come.
Thank you. And
you understand what I'm saying?
They gonna come. They
knew that it was something that was gonna happen when we played. It didn't matter whether somebody was gonna
either was gonna be a good game or a fight.
Exactly.
It was either gonna be a good game or a fight.
They had something to be entertained with.
That's what I'm saying? That's funny. Man, listen, man. Look, we could talk all night, man. This has been fun for me, man. My guys, Jay, Jermel, Sleep. You know what I'm saying? Sleep and change locations on us, man, and hop down. I appreciate you staying on. Yeah, hey, daddy duties, man. I know I appreciate you staying. Right. Appreciate y'all guys, man. Real talk, man, because y'all bring a lot of history to the game. I love y'all knowledge of the game. Y'all always in rock with me, man, even when I was a younger man. So I appreciate y'all boys, man. Is there anything y'all want to add, man, before we get off of here?
We'll save it for part two. We'll save it for part two.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We gotta do that. We might do that one in person, maybe.
Well, all I know is I just need the world to know that the Talbot County two-step was invented by me. That's all we.
Look, Jamel, I forgot all about that, honestly. You tell the truth.
That's right.
I gotta give him a T-shirt with that one. I like that.
Because every time I tell that story to people, they never was around to witness it, so they think I'm BSing or something. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I talk to the young boys or whatever.
We need to go to Marty and get all the videotapes because he the only one probably got them.
He got it. Definitely got it. Man, I appreciate y'all boys, man. Again, man, thanks for jumping on, man. It's been a pleasure, and we definitely gonna get up and get a part two. And man, everybody for listening, man. Hope y'all watch this episode in its entirety. Got my guys again, Jay, Jermel, Sleep, man. Appreciate y'all. Real Sports Fan Podcast, Season 5, Episode 5. We out of here. Peace.